Vivian, the dinner at the table turned cold an hour ago, but no sign of Caden. I check the time on the wall clock for the 100th time perhaps, and try to suppress the hurt that once again rises to the surface like an angry volcano beneath my chest. It's our 3rd anniversary, and it's almost midnight now, but like every single day in the past 3 years, he's late as usual. I don't know why I even try. My husband has dismissed me, rejected my efforts, and broken my heart so many times in the past. One would think I would have learned my lesson. But unfortunately, I have been cursed to be always hopeful. Madam, should I reheat the dinner? The head maid asks, pulling me out of my thoughts. I suck in the hurt and wipe away the tears from my eyes, not wanting to look as devastated as I feel. I smile at her like I always do. No. That won't be necessary, I say and get up from the chair, pretending to yawn, hoping to look tired. I think Caden got caught up in the meeting again, because that happens so often that now it has become the best excuse of my life. You can clean the table and leave when you're done. I start to leave when she speaks again. And what about the cake? Should I? Before she gets to finish, a tear finally rolls down my face. I'm just glad with my back turned to her, she can't see how miserable I feel right now. Distributed among the staff. It's been a long, tiring day for all of us. Let them treat themselves. Doesn't matter the fact that I baked the cake myself, that I spent almost my whole day preparing for the dinner and the celebration after. Nothing matters anymore. I head upstairs to my room, wanting to get rid of the red gown I wore for the occasion. It wasn't my favorite color, but back in time when we dated for a few weeks, he once complimented me during one of our dates, saying that red looked good on me. It brought my hazel eyes out. At that time, I was the girl over the moon at his words. I thought no one was more beautiful than me, luckier than me, fortunate than me. I was wrong. I discard the dress on the couch and walk into the bathroom to get fresh. By the time I return, my phone is already crying for my attention. With a strength that I no longer feel in my bones, I somehow drag myself to where I left it on the bed and almost frown at the name that flashes on the screen. Samuel, wanna see what Caden's up to tonight? Not again, I think. Samuel is Caden's older brother, and although he's nice to me and all, I don't like the way he talks about Caden. He's always trying to paint a bad picture of my husband in front of my eyes, always trying to prove how I do not deserve him, how Caden hasn't moved on from his first love, Astrid, and still meets with her behind my back, and how everything I do for my husband is nothing but a waste of my time. The truth is he's right, and I know that because at the time we got married, Caden made it pretty clear that Astrid holds a special place in his heart and that no matter what happens between us, no matter how long we stay in this marriage, nothing I do would change that fact ever. I scoff at my stupid heart, because even though deep down I always knew he would never love me like he loved Astrid, I still stupidly acted like a lovesick puppy around him. I tap on the screen and the text message opens with a picture on display. A screenshot of a news channel, showing my husband walking to an after-party with a blonde woman in his arm. Not only is my husband glued to the hip of that woman, but they also seem to be sharing a passionate kiss. On the lips. What the fuck? I throw the phone away and slump on the bed, crying my heart out. I don't even know for how long I stay like that, curled up in myself, that when the next time I open my eyes, I feel a little disoriented. I feel warm hands on my body, and someone whispering hot breath next to my ear. It takes me a moment to catch up with what's going on around me and another moment to realize that it's not a dream. Caden yanks at the strings of my night dress, revealing my breasts to him. Without wasting any time, he latches his mouth on one of my nipples, while pinching the other one roughly. I hiss in pain. Caden, I say, my voice hoarse from crying. Vivian, shh, he hushes me, sucking my nipple harshly in his mouth. Let's just get over with it. I gasp loudly as he bites down hard, making my whole body jerk with the sharp ache. I try to push him away, but it proves nothing in front of the force he is. He's far stronger than me, far more persistent. Stop resisting. He snaps, yanking my hand away from his shoulder and pins it down above my head. Isn't this why you kept calling and texting me all day, wanting me to give you my attention? Isn't this why you wore that sexy red gown tonight? He grinds down his erection on my thigh, making me aware of the fact how hard he is right now. Is it because of the time he spent with Sasha or because of me? I can't even tell anymore. You never came. I bite down a moan and glare up at him. You promised to come home early today, Caden. It's our anniversary. He looks at me as if I had grown another head, tipping his face to the side, his dark eyes glinting in the moonlight pouring through the windows. You think I can ever forget that? I don't know what to say to that. Is he being sarcastic or serious? It's so hard to get a read on him sometimes. How do I know? You never showed up. Instead, you were busy attending after parties with your slutty assistant. Why can't you see that she's... Not another word, Vivian. He grunts, resuming his ministrations, dropping his face in the crook of my neck and kissing everywhere. I don't want to talk about it. He unbuckles his seat belt with his free hand and throws it away. I shiver under his gaze as he pulls his cock out and starts pumping it in his fist. Fuck, I need to be inside you right now, he murmurs to himself. I watch with my mouth agape as he brings my left leg up and slides 2 fingers inside me. My whole body trembles at the intrusion. I wince when he adds a 3rd finger. I can feel the stretch of my walls as he pushes them further, the slight sting that comes with it. It hurts, but the pleasure outweighs the pain. When he deems me wet enough, he grabs a packet of condom from his pant pocket, rips it open with his teeth and sheathes it over his length. My frustration once again bubbles to the surface. Why does he always need to use protection? He knows I want to get pregnant, yet he doesn't even give me a chance to make that happen. Caden, please, I beg, trying to touch him, but he grabs my wrists and pins it down again. Please, what? He asks, rolling the condom down his length. I stare at the thing and almost curse it to hell. Please, fuck me bare, I say, hoping to change his mind. I want to get pregnant. You know that. His eyes darken at my words. For a second, I think I succeeded in changing his mind when he stops midway, but then he shakes his head and grips my hips hard. No. But Caden, I try again, but he cuts me off. No means no, Vivian. Now stop talking and take what I give you. I blink back the tears as he once again kicks my legs apart and lines his cock up with my entrance. I hate you, I say, as he starts pushing his cock inside my pussy. He grunts, bottoming out. No, you don't. You love me, and that's your biggest problem. Dash. An hour later, I watch him getting dressed in the bathroom, putting on his clothes like nothing happened. I cover my naked body with the sheet and try to hide my tears. When he finally returns to the bed, I know he wants to say something. I wait for him to say what he needs to say. But instead of saying anything, he simply picks up his wallet from the nightstand and leaves without sparing me a glance. I feel numb. But before the numbness spreads like wildfire and consumes my heart completely, I wrap the sheet around myself and follow him. I find him downstairs in the living room, picking up his keys from the drawer. He finally looks at me, and I feel like a knife is piercing my heart. Where are you going? I ask, wanting to cry. He looks at me like I'm an unwanted pest that he wants to get rid of. None of your business. I clench my fists, swallowing the hurt. Are you going to see Sasha again? Aren't you done romancing her in front of the whole world? Aren't you done embarrassing me? When will you grow tired of humiliating me, Caden? Just when? He closes the drawer and walks past me like I said nothing. I follow after him. You can't keep doing this to me, Caden. It's unfair. You're my husband, you can't keep humiliating me in front of everyone. It hurts me so much. What do you want me to do then? He asks, stopping abruptly in his tracks, and turns to face me. I open my mouth to say something, but nothing comes out. I don't know what to say. He laughs bitterly, that's what I thought. Go to sleep, Vivian. And stop texting me all day long. I don't know what you want from me, but whatever it is, I can't give it to you. And with that, he readies himself to leave once again. But I'm so done with this man, so damn done, that when he turns his back to me, I scream at the top of my lungs. Fine. Let's get divorced then. He pauses, as if my words have taken him off guard. But then his shoulders relax a little and his head tips to the side. Is that what you want? I almost choke on my tears, but somehow manage to speak again. I have to do this. There's no other choice. I'm so tired of this toxic cycle. So fucking exhausted. Yes, that's what I want. I want to divorce you. I can't stand you anymore. I hate you. I want to be free from you. So, yeah, let's get this fucking divorce, and go our separate ways. This time he turns to me and gives me a look that makes me feel like the most worthless thing in the whole world. He rolls his cold eyes. Fine, whatever. Send me the divorce papers tomorrow. I'll sign them immediately. With that, he walks out of the house, slamming the door behind him. Vivian, it takes me a minute to process what just happened. I don't know why I said those words. I don't want a divorce. I love Caden. I want to be with him forever. I want to have kids with him. I want to build a family with him. But he's so done with me that he didn't even hesitate to agree to my demand. Tears spring to my eyes, and for the first time in a long time, I feel broken. I slump to the floor, hugging my knees to my chest. I cry until I feel numb. I cry until I feel empty. I cry until I feel nothing. And then when I can't cry anymore, I pick myself up and head back to my room. There's no point in staying back anymore. Caden doesn't want me. It's more obvious than ever. I pack my stuff and get ready to leave. When I'm done packing, I call someone I haven't contacted in a while. He picks up in the second ring, and even though I try to keep the hurt at bay, it still shines through my voice. Hey, Viv. What's up? I take a deep breath, not knowing how to say what I need to say. So I just go with the flow. I want to divorce Caden. Can you help me? A pause. And then, I'm sorry, what? I swallow the lump in my throat, and repeat myself, I want to divorce Caden. Please help me with it. I don't want to stay in this marriage anymore. Viv, what happened? Where are you right now? I sniff, wiping my tears away. I'm in Caden's house. But I want to leave as soon as possible. Just tell me if you can help me or not. I'm done repeating myself to anyone who asks me the same question. I hear him sigh, and for a moment, I think he would refuse to help me. I don't know why I called him instead of my best friend, but I needed someone to help me right now, and he's the only lawyer I know. Of course. I'll help you. Just tell me where you are right now. I'll come to get you. I breathe out a sigh of relief and tell him the address. All right, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Stay put, okay? I nod and hang up. I go to the bathroom to freshen myself up, and try to get rid of the puffy red eyes. I know I look like a mess, but I don't care about it right now. All I want to do is get out of this house and never return to it ever again. True to his words, Elijah shows up at the house 20 minutes later. To my huge surprise, he looks far more handsome than he looked the last time we met 3 years ago. He's wearing a sharp suit and looks much more professional than he ever did. Perhaps it's the seriousness he had garnered in his deep eyes, or the way his chin is peppered with a faint beard. He looks different somehow. Different but handsome. But that's only a brief thought that crosses my mind, because the moment he steps inside the house, I throw my arms around him, not able to stop the hurt from leaking through my eyes. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Hey. He says soothingly, running a hand down my spine. Enough. No more crying, all right? Let's get you out of here. I'll take you to my place. We can talk about everything when you feel better, okay? I nod, wiping my tears away. Okay. Just give me 5 minutes. I need to grab a few things. He nods. Sure. I'll wait in the car. I grab my purse and suitcase, and head to the door. But before I get the chance to leave, my phone rings again. Caden's name flashes on the screen. I debate for a moment if I should answer it or not, but eventually press the green button and put the phone against my ear. He doesn't even wait for me to say hello. I just called to let you know that I'm leaving for Washington tonight. I don't know when I'll be back, so don't wait up. I clench my jaw, gripping the handle of my suitcase tighter. Has he already forgotten that I asked him for a divorce? That I don't want to have anything with him anymore? Does he take me so lightly that he thinks our argument over the divorce isn't even worth his concern? I'm so mad at him, and I'm about to say something when he hangs up without giving me the chance to speak. I stare at my phone for a moment, gritting my teeth, feeling angry and disappointed at myself. How could I marry such an insensitive asshole? How could I give my heart to someone who doesn't even care about it? How? How could I be so blind and an idiot? I don't know how long I stand there staring at the screen of my phone, but when I look up, I find Elijah leaning against the side of his car, watching me quietly. I can't decipher what he's thinking, but the frown on his face tells me that he wants to ask me if I'm all right. I give him a smile I know he knows is fake and head towards him. Ready? He asks, opening the trunk of his car and helping me load my suitcase in it. I nod. Yeah. Good. Let's go then. Vivian, during the entire drive to Elijah's place, I keep my gaze out and thought to myself. Elijah tries to break the silence a few times, but I only have a word or two for him in response. I'm just not in the mood for a conversation. All I want is some space and quiet, so I can finally come to terms with what I'm about to do. Once we reach his place, he comes around to open the door, and it's only then I realize that we have reached. I'm sorry, I kind of faded away, I mumble apologetically, but he only rolls his eyes. Don't be, he says, and I like the way he's not making a big deal of anything. He behaves like he always does, always cool in the head. You know, I'm glad to be of help. You wouldn't have called if you didn't already know. He's right. I do know. When I left my home for Caden, Elijah was the only one who came to tell me that he had always had my back. That no matter the circumstances, he would never disappoint me. I know, and that's where we leave the conversation. He leads the way to his apartment on the 20th floor of this high-class complex, and I do my best to keep my emotions in check. Now, tell me everything there's for me to know, he says when we are finally settled at his place and I have spent a good amount of minutes under the shower, rubbing off all the filth Caden left on and inside me. I look up from the tea in my hand and sigh. I can't do this anymore. He doesn't interrupt and I continue. Caden, I always thought I would be able to change his mind, that he would change his ways once he realized that no one can give him what I can. I tried so hard, Elijah, tears burn my eyes, but I shove them away, angry that I'm still crying for that man. I tried so hard to make him love me. I waited and waited and waited, but he never showed me even a minute of affection. I feel so stupid now. So damn stupid. I don't know why I even thought I could make him fall in love with me, that just because he agreed to the marriage, he would eventually grow to love me. I should have known better, right? I should have known he would never see me as someone he could trust, that he would always compare me with Astrid and find me lacking, that he would never see me as his wife, but as a piece of furniture he could use whenever he felt like it. I should have known. But I was stupid. I was so stupid that I got blinded by my own love for that man and willingly walked into my doom. Elijah curses under his breath. I know he hates Caden with all his heart, but he stays silent, listening to my rant patiently. I look down at the cold tea and speak again, my voice hollow. But I can't do this anymore. I'm so tired, you know. So damn tired of everything. I don't know how much longer I can tolerate his ignorance. I don't know how much longer I can tolerate Caden humiliating me every single day. I just can't do this anymore. I want out. I just want this pain to end. Elijah doesn't reach for me or try to calm me down. He sits there, across the desk, as if he's not a friend right now, but a professional who's only doing his job. All right, he says then, leaning forward, hands on the desk. I heard it all. But let me ask you again, are you sure about this? Am I? If a month ago someone had asked me the same question, my answer would have been different. But not anymore. Yes, I say and inhale a deep, confident breath. I've made up my mind. Elijah nods, looking pleased with my response. All right, I'll prepare the papers tomorrow morning and have them sent to Caden. If he signs them, then this marriage will be officially over by this time next month. But if he doesn't, I cut him off. He will. I know he will. He's been telling me to leave him since the day we got married. Trust me, he'll hold a grand celebration when he sees my sign on the divorce papers. I'll be surprised if he hadn't brought his mistress home by now. I may be a fool in Caden's eyes, but I'm not that stupid. I know that deep down, he wants this marriage to end as well, and so does his assistant/mistress. They probably want it more than me. Okay, then let's hope for the best. I'll have everything prepared by tomorrow and I'll tell you once Caden gives us his signature. When I'm finally alone in my room, I scroll through whatever handful of pictures I have of Caden on my phone. They all give me the same kind of pain he does in person. I squeeze out whatever tears I have left in my eyes and suck in a deep breath. Then I select all pictures of him and press delete. When I wake up the next morning, the first thing I hear is my cell phone screaming next to my head. I grab it as I sit up and without even looking at the screen, swipe my thumb to answer. It's good to know you finally came to your senses. Vivian, to say I know the voice of the woman on the line would be an understatement. What's the point of calling me right now, Sasha? I say and suppress a yawn. This is the worst thing to wake up to. To hear the sound of the woman behind my failed marriage. Well, one of the reasons. She laughs, sounding more excited than I want to know. Just making sure it's not one of your stunts to get Caden's attention. We both know you'll do anything for that man, even fake a divorce request to get him running to you. I grit my teeth, my hands turning wide around the phone. I can feel my temper rising, but I control it somehow. Trust me, Sasha, you haven't seen half of what I can do to get Caden's attention. She laughs, mocking me. I try not to lose my temper. I don't doubt it, Vivian. But you should know by now that Caden wants nothing to do with you. You were just a replacement, remember? Your marriage has been a farce since day one. I clenched the phone tighter, so close to screaming my head off. Well, at least I had a relationship that was somewhat respectable in this society. What do you have? A one-night stand that kept on repeating itself? Do you even know how pathetic you look with Caden? No one takes you seriously because you're just a slut. She gasps. I smile, feeling satisfied. You bitch. She snaps and I can hear the rage in her voice. I grin, liking how she sounds like right now. How dare you talk to me like that? You're what? His lover. Caden's little plaything. The woman he fucks behind my back? Okay, I'll be honest. I'm kind of enjoying this. Why didn't I do this before? You're crossing your limit, Vivian. I swear to God, I'll make you pay for this. I snort. Whatever, but then I remember that she's also his assistant and I smile to myself. Oh, and please pass on my message to Caden. Tell him that the divorce papers will reach him by this afternoon. In fact, I'll bring them to his office myself. And without giving her a chance to say something, I hang up. Caden, I'm busy reading a contract prepared by our legal team when Sasha bursts into the conference room, her whole face red for some reason. I lift a brow, but she only shakes her head, flashing a fake smile that I can't help but roll my eyes at. If Sasha thinks she doesn't know how much she tries to copy Astrid, my former lover, she's mistaken big time. But I don't say that to her, it's not my place. If she wants to waste her time trying to impress me with all the surgeries she went through over the last 3 years to look like my supermodel ex-girlfriend, there's nothing I can do. Not everyone can accept me like Vivian does. Not everyone is as patient as her either. This looks fine to me, I say and get up, everyone follows. Make sure it reaches the Warners as soon as possible. I don't want to give them even a second of relief from the previous matter. Make them sweat. Make them feel pressured. Show them we mean business and we won't hesitate to sue if they keep on dragging this for long. Everyone nods their heads and I dismiss them. When Sasha and I are the only people in the room, that's when she bursts into tears. Caden, I'm so sorry. I frown. Sorry for what? She sniffs, wiping her eyes. Then, she grabs the box of tissue papers on the table and blows her nose. I watch it all with my brows raised. I don't know why women have to act like this. Why are they always crying? Do they have nothing better to do? I sigh, my patience wearing thin. Spit it out. I don't have all day to listen to your sob story. I know I sound harsh, but I can't help it. I hate it when people cry. Can't they man up? Crying doesn't solve shit. She hiccups. I frown. Vivian called me and I tense, my mind already alert. I just called to let her know that she needs to attend the dinner at Grover's with you next week, but she sniffles, another set of tears falling down her cheeks. She insulted me and called me a slut. She even accused me of having a one-night stand with you. I roll my eyes. It figures. Sasha, if that's all you have to say, then leave. I don't have time for this. But Caden. I glare at her and she gulps, shutting up instantly. I said, leave. Leave. She finally gets the hint and leaves the conference room. I lean back in my chair, massaging my temples to ease the incoming headache. But then I grab my phone and dial for Vivian. I wait and wait and wait, but she doesn't pick up. I try again, but still the same result. Well, fuck it. I don't have patience for this. If she wants to stay mad for what happened last night, then she's more than welcome to do so. I text her instead. Caden, stop acting like a child and call me. A minute later, she replies. Vivian, if only you stop acting like a man whore. I scoff. Caden, that's what you think about me? Vivian, that's what everyone thinks about you. Vivian, don't believe me? Watch the news. I freeze at those words. But I do as she says. I grab the remote from the table and switch on the TV. My blood boils at what I see. There's a clip of me kissing Sasha at the party yesterday. And the headline, CEO Caden Lawrence cheating on his wife with his secretary? Fuck. Vivian, stop watching that. Elijah yanks the remote from my hand and turns off the TV. Hey, I try to stop him, but the screen is already black. This is not moving on, Viv. You should know that better than anyone. He's right. I shouldn't care about what happens in Caden's life anymore. If the world thinks he's a cheater and a man whore, then maybe they are right. And that maybe is a good thing because now I have one more reason to divorce him. A few hours ago, when he texted me and I told him what the media was calling him, he didn't even care to deny their claim. He just stopped texting altogether, leaving me like he always did whenever he was done with me. I was so mad at him that I instantly blocked him and his assistant. I know it's childish, but that's all I could think of at that moment. I just wanted to do something to release this pain in my heart. And it helped. Somewhat. You're right, I say and get up. I should stop wasting my time. Are the papers ready? He nods, arms folded across his chest. Are you sure you want to deliver them yourself? I can send them through someone else and make sure they get to him. No, I shake my head because this is the one last thing I'll do for him. I can do it. Besides, I need to look him in the eye and tell him this is over. Only then will I be able to move on for real. I don't want to hide behind you like some coward, Elijah. I want him to know that this is what I want, that I'm finally letting him go. The drive to Caden's office isn't a long one. When we reach his office complex, it only takes me 10 minutes to get to the elevator and another 5 minutes to reach his floor. I know he texted me last night that he would be leaving for Washington, but according to one of the posts on Instagram, who apparently knows my husband's whereabouts better than I do, he returned a few hours ago, with his mistress by his side, obviously. When the elevator doors swish open, the reception comes into view. I walk straight to the woman who sits behind the desk and ask to see Caden. The woman looks up from the screen of her computer and frowns, trying to recognize me. But I know she can't. Caden never made our marriage public, something I always thought was because of his parents. They never liked me, not even a bit, always trying to prove I was no good, no match for their son. I tried so hard to change their mind, but couldn't. They had made up their mind, I suppose. And they hated me even more when Caden refused to divorce me a few times when they suggested in the past. I'm sorry, but do you have an appointment? The receptionist asks and I shake my head. Well, I did inform Sasha of my arrival, but I should know better than to think she would do me any favors in this lifetime. No, I have barely said anything when she rolls her eyes and goes back to focus on her computer screen. I grit my teeth. This woman clearly has no idea who I am. I knock my fist against the marble desk and she glares at me, annoyance written all over her face. I flash her a sweet smile, the kind that will surely leave her confused. Tell Caden Lawrence that his wife is here to see him. Her eyes widen, shock written all over her face. But then she recovers and scoffs out a laugh. Nice try, but Mr. Lawrence doesn't have a wife. Now please, leave before I call security. I can't believe my ears. This is what I get for being such a pushover all my life. But I'm so done, so damn done with this life of humiliation that no matter how but I'll put Caden in his place. I'm about to lose my temper when a door opens to my right and a loud heels clacking sound fills the whole lobby. I look that way and find Sasha walking towards me. She looks shocked to see me here, but then the shocked expression changes into something ugly and vile. What are you doing here? She hisses, her hands going to her waist. I smile, not because I want to, but because I don't want to give her the satisfaction of knowing she got to me with her attitude. I came to see Caden. Well, he's busy at the moment. So, leave before I call security. I almost laugh at her threat. That's it. Why stop there? Call my husband too. I'm sure he would love to hear you talk about security. She flinches at the mention of Caden as my husband and I smirk. I don't know what you're talking about, she says, her face turning red. She looks over my shoulder and puts a fake smile on her disgusting face. This woman is crazy. Please escort her out of the building. Before I can react, two tall and bulky men appear beside me and grab my arms. Sasha and the receptionist both look satisfied with my helpless state. I grit my teeth, trying to yank my arms away from these men's hold, but it's useless. Get off me! I yell when one of the men starts dragging me towards the elevator. But Sasha only smirks, crossing her arms across her chest. Don't come back here again. Otherwise, you'll get to taste my wrath. Do you understand? I glare at her, but she's not paying attention to me anymore. The guard continues to drag me to the elevator. I try to struggle again, but it's pointless. These guards are bigger and stronger than me. What's going on here? Everyone freezes. I look towards the direction of the voice and find Caden standing at the end of the corridor. He stands there, with his perpetual scowl, looking so handsome and pissed off that I can't help but stare at him. Caden! Sasha runs towards him and grabs his arm. I try to stop her. Look, she's creating a scene. I roll my eyes. Stop lying, Sasha. Everyone here watched how you tried to throw me out of the office. Then, I turn my gaze to Caden, who's still glaring at me. And will you please tell your people who I am and ask them to let go of me? Caden glares behind me. She's my wife, you idiots. Let her go. What? Mr. Lawrence is married? Since when? The guards murmur, looking all surprised, but not before muttering apologies for their behavior and rushing away. I rub my arms, facing the receptionist who looks like a fish out of water. Nervous. Embarrassed. Not sure what to do with herself. When her eyes meet mine, she comes skipping out of the desk. I'm so sorry, madam. I hope you'll forgive me. I was just trying to do my job. What she was doing was trying to humiliate me, and I wouldn't be surprised if she had done that to someone else as well. As much as I want to teach her a lesson, I ignore the feeling. She's not my concern. I have come here with only one thing on my mind, and that's the only thing that matters to me anymore. Caden walks over to where I stand and stops right in front of me. He looks angry, but I don't care. I stare back at him, not backing down. In my office. Now. Vivian, without waiting for my response, he grabs my wrist and pulls me with him. I stumble a little, but somehow manage to keep my balance. But Caden doesn't slow down, not even for a second. He drags me with him until we reach the end of the corridor and enter his office. When the door shuts close behind us, he throws me into the room and I stumble on my heels, crashing against his desk. For a second, something passes his face, his features soften, but by the time I blink, that expression is gone and he's back to scowling. He walks around the desk and takes a seat, his gaze never leaving mine. Why are you here? He asks, his voice calm but I can hear the rage underneath. I came to give you this. I take the envelope from my purse and throw it on the table. Caden doesn't even glance at it. I told you I'm done with you and here's the proof. He stares at me, his eyes darkening. You want a divorce? Is that it? I nod my head, proud of myself for not cowering under his gaze. I might look tough on the outside, but inside I'm trembling like a leaf. His eyes fall on the envelope, his jaw ticking. Then he grabs it and tosses into the trash bin under the desk. I gape at him, completely baffled by his actions. Go home. We'll discuss this later. I can't believe him. I'm here to give him what he had always wanted and this is how he reacts. I cross my arms and glare at him. No. He narrows his eyes. Excuse me? I said, no. Are you suddenly deaf? He doesn't like that, not my words, not my tone, and that's obvious by the way he's looking at me right now. He gets up from his chair, his mere existence taking up so much space the room suddenly feels small. I have another meeting in 10. I truly have no time for these stupid games of yours. So, just do as I say, and leave. I'll come home tonight and we can talk over dinner. Is he even listening to me? I shake my head, stepping away. Sure, but you'll have to do that dinner thing alone. I have already moved out. You won't find me there. His brows furrow and swear to God I have never seen someone so angry. A part of me wants to reach out and appease him, to tell him that everything is okay, but another part of me wants to be selfish and see how far I can push him. Home, Vivian. Now. No. Vivian. I said, no. I turn around to leave when he grabs my arm and whirls me back. Let me go. I try to yank my arm away, but his hold only tightens. Then, he presses the intercom and the voice of the same receptionist comes through the device. Sir. Caden looks at me, his eyes full of promises. Send 2 guards in to escort Mrs. Lawrence home, and ask them to stay put until I arrive. There's a long pause from the other side before the receptionist finally blurts out. Yes, sir. Right away. The call disconnects. What's the meaning of this? I ask him, but he only takes a step forward, and keeps on moving until my back is pressed against the edge of the desk and I almost gasp. Caden puts both his arms on either side of me and leans down, suddenly too close for my liking. Exactly. What's the meaning of this? He's probably talking about the divorce papers. I scoff, meeting his gaze, not wanting him to see how much his existence or this proximity affects me. If I didn't know any better, I would think you're upset. But he clearly isn't. He's probably just trying to make sure I'm not setting him up somehow. His dark eyes darken some more and I find it hard to breathe. Oh, so this is just another way you have come up with to get my attention. Is that it? God, you're so arrogant. You really think that highly of yourself, don't you? He smirks, bringing his hand up and tucking a stray hair behind my ear. I try to jerk my head away, but he puts his palm on my neck and holds me in place. However, before he could say something more, there's a knock on the door and just like he asked for, 2 guards entered the room. Take her home and make sure she stays there, Caden instructs them, without breaking our eye contact. Then, he leans even closer, so close that his lips almost brush against mine. I shiver, not liking the way he's looking at me. And if she tries to escape, tie her up and wait for further instructions. I freeze at his words, my eyes wide as saucers. Did he just say what I think he did? I look at the guards, hoping they would refuse, but they only nod their heads. Caden steps away and I immediately straighten up, rubbing my arms. Leave. I look at Caden and then at the guards. They take a step forward and I take 2 back. No. I'm not going back to that place. I turn to face Caden. You can't force me. He gives me a bored look and my stomach sinks. Don't fight this, Vivian. It will only make things harder for you. I hate that I don't have a choice. I hate that I'm being forced to go back to that place that I once called my home, but it's not. Tears burn my eyes and I hate it. I can't believe I went crazy for this man. I can't believe I thought he was the love of my life. I feel so stupid right now. So, damn stupid. I grab my bag and walk towards the door, refusing to look back at Caden. But before I could reach there, he called my name and I stopped, still unable to look at him. We'll talk about this tonight. No. We won't. You just proved my point. I don't want to be with a man who treats me like this. I deserve better, Caden. I deserve someone who will love me, cherish me, and protect me. And you're just a selfish asshole. I turn to leave, satisfied with the look on his face. Maybe now he would know I'm not the same Vivian he knows. Maybe now he would realize that I can live without him, and that I don't need him. The guards follow me and I head towards the elevator, not wanting to be here a second longer. We walk past the reception and while the receptionist still looks guilty and embarrassed, her head hung low, Sasha doesn't shy away from giving me her best death glares. I ignore them though and head straight for the elevator. While we wait, Sasha comes to stand next to me and whispers into my ear. Don't worry. I'll make sure he signs those papers and gets rid of a cheap whore like you. Watch your mouth. I'm so angry after how Caden behaved that I don't have the patience for her crap. I whirl around and slap her across the face. Everyone in the lobby gasps. Sasha's hands fly to her cheek and I can see her skin turning red. How dare you? You bitch. She tries to do the same. Her hand comes flying towards my face. But before it makes contact, someone catches her wrist in midair. Vivian, I look to my left and find Caden standing next to me. His jaw is clenched and he looks furious. He turns to face Sasha and I can see her flinching under his gaze. Caden, I don't know why she hit me. You don't know? Caden asks, tipping his head to the side. I believe you must have said something to my wife, didn't you? He lets go of her then and she instantly retreats, looking shocked by his behavior, holding her hand to her chest. Then, he looks at me and I have to take a step back. I have nothing to fear him, but I still do. There's something about the way he's looking at me as if he's pissed off beyond any explanation. He grabs my arm and drags me towards the elevator. What are you doing? Let go of me. I try to yank my arm away from him, but his hold only tightens. He doesn't say anything. I look at the guards following us. They seem unfazed by the whole scene. When the elevator doors open, Caden pushes me inside and then signals the guards to stay put. I'm confused. He asked his guards to drop me home and now he's coming himself? Did he change his mind? During the small ride, Caden doesn't say a word. He just continues to glare ahead, as if ready to burn down the entire building. I shift on my feet, suddenly feeling uneasy. I know he's angry and I know I shouldn't have slapped Sasha, but she started it first. She insulted me and I acted on my instinct. When the elevator finally reaches the parking, he drags me out and I stumble on my heels, trying to keep up with his long strides. You're hurting me, Caden. Stop. He doesn't reply. He opens the passenger door and shoves me inside. I want to ask him why he's acting so weird, but he doesn't give me a chance. He closes the door and walks around to the driver's side, his brows furrowed and his eyes dark. I shrink back, slightly scared of his behavior. When he takes a seat, I try to speak but he cuts me off. He roars so loud, I flinch back into my seat. What the hell do you think of yourself? You think you can just walk into my life whenever you want and act however you want? Is that it? I look at him, shocked by his behavior. He continues. You wanted this marriage, Vivian. You wanted to be my wife. And now you want to end things? You think it's that easy? You think I'm just gonna sign those divorce papers and let you walk out of my life? I sit there, frozen. I have never seen him like this. Caden is always calm, always cool, but today, he seems so angry that I don't even recognize him. Answer me. I jump when he yells again. But before I open my mouth to say something, he grabs me by the back of my neck and pulls me towards him. His fingers dig into my skin and I wince, trying to pull away but he only tightens his grip. Caden. Shut up. He growls, and slams his lips onto mine. I gasp and he uses that opportunity to slip his tongue into my mouth. I try to push him away, but he doesn't let me go. He kisses me like there's no tomorrow. Nothing I do or say works. I scream, hitting his chest, begging him to stop. But Caden doesn't listen. He even flips me over and unzips my skirt. Caden. Stop it. You're crossing your limits. You crossed your limits first. I'm just returning the favor. When nothing I do works, I jab my elbow into his gut and he groans, finally letting me go. I take the opportunity to get out of the car, but I don't make it far. Caden grabs me by the waist and throws me over his shoulder. Put me down. I kick my legs in the air and hit his back, but he doesn't pay any attention. He carries me all the way back to the car and then tosses me into the back seat. Thankfully, he shuts the door loudly and moves behind the steering wheel instead. We're going home, he announces, and before I get to leave, he starts the car and takes off. Dash. By the time we reach home, I can barely wait to get out of the car. As soon as the car comes to a halt, I'm out like a bat out of hell. Vivian. Shut up. I say and storm in the opposite direction of his home, not wanting to see him ever again. You disgust me. I hate you. Vivian. He calls after me but I ignore him, stopping only when another car enters the gates and pulls over in front of me. Elijah steps out, suited and looking all professional. I had managed to text Elijah about the circumstances during the car ride and asked him to meet me at Caden's place. And he arrived just in time. Elijah. I run towards him and throw myself into his arms. He hugs me back, rubbing my back soothingly. Are you okay? I nod my head. Get in the car. I'll deal with this myself. I shake my head, looking at Caden getting out of his car. No. I can't leave you alone with him. He's not in his right mind. Don't worry, I can handle him. Handle what? Caden asks, coming to stand next to us. Elijah finally turns to face him and I see his jaw ticking. Mr. Lawrence. Caden narrows his eyes at him. Why are you here? My name is Elijah Walter and I'm representing Vivian. Caden scoffs, looking at me. Vivian doesn't need anyone to represent her. She does when she wants to file for a divorce.